Hey, beautiful people. Well, surprise, surprise. This was not going to be a review day. And yet, here we are. Anyway, welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs Audio review. I think you can see what I've got in front of me. If you're not familiar, this is Blon, or Blon, and a collaboration with Hawaii Bad Boy of Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews. The Z300. Dancing with Dragons. Pretty sweet. The unbox is really simple. It's basically this box, this bag, 2 sets of ear tips, these IMs, and this cable. Thank you for not wasting packaging, Blon and Hawaii Bad Boy. Really appreciate that. Taking care of the environment. It's a $35 IEM, so why gussy it up? There's no need. Minimalist. Great. Alright, so let's see. Specs quick. We have frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. Sensitivity is 115 decibels. The drive unit is a 10 millimeter, I'm going to say, silicone diaphragm. There it is up on the screen. Impedance of 28 ohms, so a little bit higher. And your standard, no, not standard. So I was actually going to swap cable on this to a silver-plated cable to see if it would make any difference. And I couldn't because it's QDC. So something to keep in mind. If you're going to cable swap, you have to have the recessed 2-pin in order to do it. But to be honest with you, there's absolutely zero need to tip swap or cable swap or tip roll on this set. So it comes with 2 sets of tips. It comes with a normal bore, black silicone or dark gray, and it comes with a wide bore. Here, I'm going to come up and get down. Alright, so there we go. There's your cable, there's your hemp bag, your 2 sets of tips, and the IMs, which, as you can see, come in a straight blingy gold and the blue in gold, which is what I prefer. So that's what I got my set in. They are CNC aluminum. They're not super heavy, but they are weighty enough to, they feel really well made. I will put it that way. Much more so than a lot of plastic or 3D printed resin IMs in this price range. They're solid. Nice thing is that they're a bit weighty, but once you get them in your ears, they disappear, which is, I love that when IEMs do that, especially like metal shell or aluminum shell, like heavier IEMs. If you can't feel them after a while, that is so freaking nice. So yeah, A plus on the build quality. Actually, for $35, I don't know. It's just like, this is amazing for the price. I haven't gotten into the sound yet, and I will. But for the quality level of this cable, which you can get, there's 4 configurations you can order for the cable. The basic one is 3.5 or 4.4 in the copper wire. It is a 4-core, high purity copper wire cable. You can also get silver plated, but that comes with a mic. You're adding a couple of dollars onto the price for each step you take. So the 3.5 is $35. This is $37 with the 4.4, and then if you add the mic and the silver plated, you're bumping up another couple of dollars for each configuration. Currently, I believe this is on sale with a 10% off. Yeah, 10% off coupon on Amazon, which puts it below $35 for both the 4.4 and the 3.5 single-ended termination cable options. The cable is like really no memory. It's soft. It's supple. It's easy to manipulate. Do I wish it was a different connection to the IM? Yeah, I do. But because I'm not going to have to swap it, it really doesn't make any freaking difference at all. So yeah, really well done. I'm not going to say it's like well appointed, because it doesn't have this crazy box and it doesn't have 17,000 tips, and but really don't care, like really don't care that it doesn't, because it comes with everything you need. Just like with the Sonus, this is a one and done. You do not have to tip roll, you do not have to cable swap, you do not have to do anything. It's just ready to go. Now, the hemp pouch, I mean, I like it. It's zero protection except for dust. Like, it's not going to prevent anything from happening to these IMs if you're not careful with them. However, they are certainly well built enough that if you accidentally sit on them, it's not going to hurt them. You might have to watch the connection, although it's pretty secure. The only thing that could happen is you break off the pins, and that would really suck. So don't sit on them. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, those are the specs. That's what comes with it for $35 or less. I have zero complaints. In fact, I have compliments, not complaints, for that. Now, into the sound. I put these on yesterday, and I put them on after struggling mightily with the Dunu Kima, which I'm still not even sure I'm going to give a full review to. We'll see. It's been a roller coaster for me for the past few days insofar as these IEMs and their reviews go. So I started with the Muse Hi-Fi, the East 6, which physically injured me. So that sucked. Then I went to the Sonus, which I'd had for a while and hadn't really listened to, and that was a really, really, really pleasant surprise. Like, that IEM is good, like really good, and especially for $60, it's really good. Then I went to the Kima, and the Kima was a really, 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 really big disappointment. Just a weird freaking tuning, very unnatural sounding. Couldn't really correct it with anything as far as tips and cable went. And then these. And after the Kima, and I was just, doing my dad stuff. I was making dinner, cleaning up the kitchen, doing a little light vacuuming, that kind of stuff. Everything that my back allows me to do these days. I had them in, I would say, for a solid 3 hours with zero fatigue. Woke up this morning, said, well, maybe it was just because the Kima was so, wonky that I just, kind of like appreciated the difference, and they're not maybe as good as I thought. And I put them in this morning, and dang, another, let's see, when did I wake up? 7? It's now 11:41. And yes, I did help my son get up and get dressed and get to school and all that good stuff. And then, came down, had some coffee, revisited the Kima really quick, was like, yeah, this set kind of sucks, did a quick short on it, uploaded that, and then really for the past like 2.5, 3 hours I've been listening to the Z300. Did I ever even mention the name? Yeah, it's Z300, Blon and HBB Z300, Dancing with Dragons. That's the set. So, the test list started, and I went through it twice. Last night I was just listening to albums. So I listened to Tool and Mastodon and Slaughter to Prevail, relaxing music. Today I went through the test track list from start to finish twice, and literally could not find one thing that didn't sound at least good, if not great, on it. So is this set a detailed beast in any way, shape, or form? No, it is not. But I'll tell you one thing it also isn't. It's not like Missing Trouble. Okay, some of the people that have reviewed this, and all due respect because they're much more experienced than me, but some of the complaints I saw about this set were that it was too dark and that there wasn't enough treble, and therefore it was just kind of okay. I didn't have that experience with it. To me, the the treble's relaxed, but it's not rolled off. There's a difference between relaxed and rolled off. And rolled off means that all of a sudden it just like disappears after a certain frequency and just nothing's there. That's not what this set is. This set is, yes, warm, well past neutral warm, and yes, it is dark. Not bright in any way, shape, or form. If you want bright and details and crazy treble extension, this isn't going to be the set for you. But is it lacking in any way in the frequency response that it has? No, because it's like putting on a warm blanket. It's comfort food. It is delicious. It is just really easygoing. It's great for background music, like when you're doing stuff like I was last night, not having to worry about changing volume, changing tracks, changing tips, like just having it in and listening. It was a pleasure. It was a real pleasure, especially after the past few days and the different experiences I was having with different IEMs. I just needed to chill out, and that's exactly what this did. And I will say this, like one of my earlier reviews, I said that the Tri and HBB Kai was a super chill daily driver. This is the super chill daily driver at half the price. So sort of a backhand compliment to HBB. The Tri Kai is just okay. This is literally, like I said, putting on a warm blanket and just chilling out. It's so nice. And if it's in the summertime, sitting by the AC and just chilling out. But it's winter, so warm blanket it is. Let's see. Yeah, all I need. One of the harder tracks to render in a clean way is Agony by Slaughter to Prevail. It did its darndest. It is a very forgiving set in that respect. So whereas the Sonus would bottom out and many other sets bottom out and get kind of distorted, this one was able to handle that not so great recording in the low end frequencies. So, bravo for that. Angel of Death equally as pleasant. Badadan, definitely good on that. Good for EDM from what I can tell. Black Dog was a little bit reserved, not super dynamic, but was still sounded good. It killed it on Bleed, like really killed it, like excellent rendition or excellent what's the word I'm looking for? Presentation, reproduction of that remastered version. Yeah, Blue Train, Coltrane, Deftones, Tool. We're getting to know the list a little bit here, but let's just say there was nothing that stood out to me that it didn't do well. It didn't wow me in any way whatsoever, but that's fine. Did it make the jump from sort of back left channel to over the head at the 212, 215 mark on Hear My Train a Comin' with the hi-hat to the ride? Yes, it did. Maybe not super high, but it was a transition. It was good. Sub bass with Virginia Beach presented perfectly well. That's not a surprise to me because HBB likes his low end and he likes it well done. And this was definitely well done. Super Unknown was great. These are some tracks bands that I love, but I haven't added them to the test tracks until recently. So Super Unknown sounded fantastic. There's lots of tracks, lots of layers in that, and it kept the instruments separate and it kept the details audible. So that to me, along with providing a very smooth ride, that to me is all you can really ask for. Try by Pink, she sounded great. Anna Netrebko, really sweet in the treble, like really sweet with her soprano. Again, maybe not catching those sharp intakes of breath or the sibilance that's in there, but that was okay because again, this is a set that you can just chill with. And Melody Gardot's voice sounded very natural. That was great. Again, not as dynamic, not as energetic, but natural. So really, really cool. listen. And Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd, at the beginning when it's the radio in one channel, and then you hear, I guess, David Gilmour like clearing his throat and then starting to strum. That presented perfectly too. So what do I have to say about this set? I have to say that I like this set a lot. I have to say that I like the value of this set a ton. It's a good like second, third, or fourth set in your collection. Something you just want to throw in when you're out and about or doing stuff, because it doesn't like demand your attention in any way, shape, or form. But if you are paying attention, it's very pleasant. Yeah, this was released in May of 2023, so that was about 9 months ago now. Yeah, 9-10 months ago, getting there. In IEM years, or in IEM time, that's about what, 4 years, something like that. To human years, it's like 6 months is 3 years. So yeah, they're older, but they're not ancient, and they're still relevant because they're goddamn good value. So kudos, really nice set. And yeah, just a little disclaimer here. Obviously, this is paid for with my own money. Nobody's telling me to say anything, yada, yada, yada. I am a fan of HBB. So, maybe there's a slight bias to that because I really like what he does and what he does for the community and his honesty and his candor. But that aside, I think honestly it could have been just any anonymous $35 set. If it had performed as well as it does, I would be giving the same review. So just to get that out of the way, yeah, do I have some bias? But I don't think it affects how I'm hearing this and how I'm reviewing it. I don't. So yes, gets a highly recommended from Banks Audio Reviews. Excellent set for the price, especially. I love them. They're great. So anyway, that's it for the surprise review today. Hope y'all are doing well. Love y'all. Nothing but peace to you. We'll see you.